Hello YouTube, my name is Nero, and today we have some Call of Duty 4 and another episode of Dear Nero, which of course is the series here on my YouTube channel where subscribers send me in fan mail and or fan questions, and I do my best to go and answer them. Now to cover on the gameplay today, we are playing a little bit of Call of Duty 4, right? Obviously, I really enjoy this game. I've been playing so much of it as of recently, but this is one of those matches where I look at the final score at the end of the game, and I think to myself, where would my team have been if I were not in this lobby? Now, it sounds like I'm bragging, and to some extent I kind of am, because I really did carry very hard in this match. Like, once you guys see the final score at the end of the video, the disparity between myself and the rest of my teammates is shocking, to say the least. It's absolutely nuts. Now, I will say the people on the other team, they weren't trying for the objective really hard whatsoever, and that's one of the things I talked about in my Why I Hate Snipers video. The other team is full of snipers and people just sitting on top of random areas like this guy with the RPD. But still, it's a very fun gameplay. Hopefully you guys will sit back, relax, and enjoy it while we go over the questions for this episode of Dear Nero. The first question is going to be coming in from a guy named Blaine on Twitter, who's going to write, Dear Nero, do you think that specialists have a big impact on how objective players play their roles? So Blaine, I can only speak for myself here, but specialists have never really impacted my ability to play the objective. I pick a specialist I want to play just because I want to play that specialist. You know, sometimes I want to run around with Outrider and her bow because it's fun to run around and spam her bow. Sometimes I want to play as Prophet and see if I get like a 5-man kill with his Tempest, you know? Other times I just want to run around as Firebreak and use his flamethrower on people because it's fun. Then there's other times where I just want to run around as Seraph, and this is the majority of the time, and use her combat focus to get myself a lot of score streaks. Now, I will say that's just for me. Like, I never think, like, when I'm playing Domination, I don't think to myself, well, I better play this specialist because this specialist is really good on this objective on this map. I never think that way. I just pick the guy I want to play as. But I think a lot of people do think that way. I think a lot of people that play, especially Search and Destroy, they think very heavily on which specialist and which ability they're going to be using. I think people that play competitive Call of Duty do the same thing. But for me, in normal public matches, I don't think that way whatsoever. I just pick a specialist I want to play as, usually to complete challenges, and that's as far as my thought process goes. The next question is going to be coming in from Shadow on Twitter, who's going to write, Dear Nero, I've been playing Borderlands 2 recently. I'm running a sniper build on Zero. What are the best perks to go for early on? I'm level 37. So Shadow, I'm not the biggest Zero player in the world. I have dabbled with him quite a bit, but rarely as a sniper, so I'm not the best person to answer this question for you, and I'm sure there's guides on YouTube that would do a better job than I can, but here is the build that I came up with for you. If you want to be playing as a sniper Zero, this is what I came up with. I want you to go for Boar pretty early because that's just brokenly good on fights. Like, that's the main reason a lot of people like to play as Zero, is because of that Boar ability and how it can just break certain boss mechanics. And the idea with this build is just to get headshots often, try and get a lot of critical strikes, and after you get all this done and you continue to level up, I would suggest going down the Cunning tree a little bit more because the Bloodshed tree focuses heavily on melee, and it's just such a weird disparity right there, right? I mean, you're Zero, you're either a sniper, which is really far away, or you're a melee guy, which is really up close, and sometimes they try to combine the two, which I never really liked. So for me, I just run around with like SMGs and stuff like that with him. But yeah, if you're going for a sniper build, this is what I recommend. Again, it may not be the most optimal build, but this is the build that I came up with personally. The next question is coming in from Izzy on YouTube, who's going to write, Dear Nero, at first I didn't plan on getting COD 4 Remastered, but after seeing all the gameplay and remembering how much fun I had with the original on PS3, I may get it. My question is, should I get the whole bundle with Infinite Warfare or wait until they hopefully release COD 4 Remastered on its own? Love your videos, been watching since Black Ops 2. So Izzy, this is a very tough question, and a lot of people are asking me this question. I would say get it as early as you can if you really want to play it. Now here's the thing. This is going to be easier for me to answer once we play the Infinite Warfare beta. That's going to be coming out on October 14th, I believe, is when the Infinite Warfare beta drops for PlayStation. And then we can actually play Infinite Warfare and see what the game is actually going to be like. And maybe you will enjoy Infinite Warfare, and then maybe you'll be more inclined to want to buy it with the bundle with Modern Warfare Remastered. Everyone keeps saying they may want to wait for Modern Warfare Remastered to be sold separately, but here's the thing. While I agree that it's going to be coming out individually, there's no confirmation whatsoever. They've never officially said that that's going to happen. It's just kind of a thing that everybody assumes is going to happen. So there's no actual confirmation. It could come out in December. It could come out individually in like March or something like that. And do you really want to wait that long to get your hands on Modern Warfare Remastered? If so, then wait. If not, you should probably just buy the bundle. It's an extra $20, but come on guys. We're talking about $20 extra here, which is going to essentially give you another full-fledged Call of Duty game. You'll have Infinite Warfare and everything that entails with that: campaign, zombies, multiplayer, multiplayer, full Call of Duty game, and then you're going to have Modern Warfare Remastered, campaign, multiplayer, full remake of COD 4, like, for $20 extra, that's a pretty good deal in my opinion, but to each his own. So that's my advice to you. If you really want to play the game, I'd say get the bundle. If you can wait, then I suggest you probably wait, but here's the thing, there's a chance that you may be waiting for nothing. There's a chance that they may never actually release this individually, and if they do, it may be very, very far in the future. We don't know. We're going to have to see. The next question, he is going to write, Dear Nero, since Infinite Warfare is going to have a nuke kill streak, are you going to do a nuke Saturday again? Alex from Idaho. Alex, yes. That's basically the short answer here. I plan to do some sort of a series similar to DNA Saturday, Moab Monday, Moab Friday, Chem Strike Saturday, similar to that stuff. I plan to do something like that in Infinite Warfare. More details to come later. The next question, he's going to write, Dear Nero, what would you like to see from Sledgehammer when they release their new game? Would you like to see an Advanced Warfare 2 or a new non-boots on the ground game? Alex from Missouri. P.S. Thanks for the amazing content over the years and 200 plus Dear Neros keeping me sane when I'm bored. So Alex, thank you so much for enjoying Dear Nero over all of these years. It's always great to hear from a fan that really enjoys the show. But to answer your question specifically, Advanced Warfare 2 or a new non-boots on the ground game, I'd prefer a new non-boots on the ground game if I had to choose between those two, because Advanced Warfare's theme was boring. I didn't care about any of the characters, so just start something different in a new environment. That'd be interesting to me. But overall, what I actually want from Sledgehammer is for them not to have a non-boots on the ground game. I would love for Sledgehammer's new game to actually be World War II, World War I, Vietnam, an old school war. Like, I'm so bored of futuristic games. We're going to get a bit of a break from that this year with of course, Modern Warfare Remastered, which is still a modern game, technically, although it was modern back in 2007. But it's still, it's not an old school style game by any stretch of the imagination in terms of its theme. So that's what I want from Sledgehammer. I want them to announce World War II, something old school with their game. I think that would be fantastic. The next question, he is going to write, Dear Nero, I was wondering if you have ever played Smite. If you haven't, it's an awesome free-to-play game. I think it would be cool if you did some sort of Let's Play on Nero's Let's Plays. Sincerely, Sir Skit from Hoenn or Zach from California. So Zach, I've actually never played Smite, although my brother's played it quite a bit, and I've watched him play. If I were to play Smite, I would play as Ratatoskar, because he's basically a squirrel that runs around, which sounds cool. But for the most part, I'm not looking to get into another MOBA game. It's basically like a third-person MOBA. It's like actually down there in the action, which is much different than your traditional MOBA. But I already play a lot of Heroes of the Storm, and so I don't really have any intention to actually go and try playing a different MOBA. Same thing when people ask me about playing League of Legends or playing Dota or anything like that. Just, no, I picked my MOBA. It's the MOBA that I like. It's the MOBA that I've invested a ton of playtime into, and I'm not looking to get into another one. So while I have seen Smite, and it looks interesting, and some of the characters look really cool, I just have no interest in actually playing it. The next and final question for this episode of Dear Nero, he is going to write, with all the hyped games coming out soon, such as Battlefield 1 and Call of Duty, do you think you will have time to play Forza Horizon 3? It comes out very soon, and I know you like cars, if I'm correct. Thanks for reading. From Chilled in Northern Ireland. So Chilled, I'm not actually quite that big of a car fan, to be perfectly honest. I'm not a giant fan. I know little to nothing about them. I don't have a lot of favorites. I couldn't really tell you, I couldn't name off more than 5 brands, I don't think. It's just, I'm not a big car guy, but I actually do plan to play Forza Horizon 3. I don't plan to actually do like any videos or anything like that, but I just plan on playing it. Like, I used to play Forza back in the day with my friends. It was actually really fun, and the hope is maybe some of them will actually pick up the game and we can go racing against each other and playing online and doing stuff like that, because racing games are fun, and I haven't played one in quite a long time. And so with Horizon 3 coming out in, I think, like 6 days or something like that, right? It's a good time for me to get back into the genre. I haven't played racing games in ages, so I'm definitely looking forward to playing it, though don't really expect any videos of it anytime soon. But ladies and gentlemen, that is going to conclude this episode of Dear Nero. I hope you guys all enjoyed it, and if you did, please drop me a rating. And I know that this episode is a little bit shorter than what we're used to, but originally Dear Nero was actually a short video. If you go back many, many years to the original episodes of this series, it was actually 10 minutes or less on average, until occasionally I would do these quote-unquote super long episodes that were 20 minutes long. Oh boy, 20 minutes. Then other ones that were 30, and occasionally we would do special ones that were like 50 minutes long. But if you guys would like to submit your questions for the next episode of Dear Nero, simply send me a personal message here on YouTube, or alternatively, you guys can tweet me on Twitter at NeroTweets using hashtag Dear Nero. But either way, submit your questions and then it may be featured on the next episode. I hope you guys all enjoyed. Drop me a rating. Hope you guys all have a wonderful day.